Did you know that on the day you were born, a document was created? Not to celebrate your arrival, but to register you as property. Not as a living child, not as a human being, but instead as a legal entity. A corporate fiction, assigned a number, filed in a government office, and traded as an asset on a ledger most people never see. This is not a conspiracy. This is called commercial law. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. In 1302, Pope Boniface VIII issued a document called the Unum Sanctum. In it, he declared that every soul on earth and everything those souls possessed belonged to the Holy See. And that was the first claim, the first legal fiction that a body of men had authority over a living people. Now, centuries later, governments refined the model. They learned that you cannot tax a living man. You cannot conscript a soul. You cannot hold a free person liable to a system they never agreed to. So they created a workaround. When your parents registered your birth, the state created a legal twin, a corporate entity. And they wrote it all in capital letters. Okay, and even as a proper name with Mr. on the front or Mrs. Yeah, it looks like your name, but it's not you. The entity exists on paper and paper only. It has a social security number. It files taxes. It owns debt. It stands before court. But you are not that entity, and you never were. Here's the part that should stop you cold. Most people spend their entire lives serving a fiction, paying its debts, obeying its rules, fighting its battles, never once stopping to ask, who created this? And did I ever agree to it? Let me show you the mechanism. Because once you understand how it works, the illusion starts to crack. There are two versions of you that exist in this world. The first is the living man or the living woman, flesh, blood, breath, consciousness. You existed before any government. You have rights that were not granted by any legislature. They are inherent to your nature as a living being. I may need to say that part twice because most people just haven't internalized what this means. Your God-given rights are inherent to your very being. And the Constitution backs it up, baby. The second is the legal fiction created by the state, written in all capital letters on every government document you have ever received. Your driver's license, your passport, your bank statements. Look at them. That name is not you. It is a representation of you. One that the system can control, tax, and prosecute. You see what I'm saying there? The Roman law called this concept capitis diminutio, the diminishment of a person's legal standing. When you unknowingly consent to being represented by your corporate fiction, you step down from your full standing as a living being, not by force, by consent. Quiet, uninformed, manufactured consent. The system does not hide this. It simply never explained it. That's the problem our people are having. The information is in the law books and the court records and the commercial codes. It's always been there, but it is written in a language that most people are never taught to read. They did it to us. Now, if this is landing for you, if something in you is stirring right now, that's the awakening. That is why this channel exists. Subscribe, hit the like button, because what comes next goes even deeper. And you're going to want to be here for it, you know what I mean? Understanding the corporate illusion is not about escaping your responsibilities. It is not about refusing to pay taxes or arguing with judges over word games. It is about something far more profound. It is about knowing who you are. When you walk through the world believing you are a number, a taxpayer, a consumer, you tend to act like one. You accept limitations that were never real. You trade your sovereignty for the comfort of compliance. You let a fiction define the boundaries of your life. But when you understand that you are a living being with inherent standing, something shifts. You stop asking permission for things that were always yours. You stop begging the system to recognize rights they were designed to obscure. This is not rebellion. It's remembrance. Every tradition that has ever pointed toward the truth, Gnosticism, Stoicism, Hermeticism, all the ancients thought the same thing, that the greatest prison is the one that you can't see, that the walls are built from beliefs, not bricks. The corporate illusion is one of those walls. Now here's where most people stop. They learn all this, feel the weight of it, and then do nothing. Because the next question is harder than the first. If you are a living man or a living woman, and you are, unless you identify as something else, I guess, you're still living, I assume, but then what does this actually mean in practice, right? It starts with awareness, with reading the documents that govern your life, with understanding that every contract you enter carries presumptions about who you are and what jurisdiction you fall under. It means learning the difference between common law and admiralty law, between rights and between privileges, between a claim and a charge. It means asking questions that the system has no interest in answering. Who benefits from our compliance? What did I actually consent to? What is the nature of this legal relationship? None of this happens overnight. Zeno of Citium, you may have heard of him, I don't know. He studied for 20 years before he taught a single student. The man who gave the world its greatest philosophy of inner freedom spent decades building the foundation. You are not looking for a shortcut. You are looking for the truth. And the truth by its nature takes time. The corporate illusion is not going to collapse because one person discovered it. The system is old and it is patient, but you are not trying to tear it down. You are trying to step outside of it, internally, consciously, one understanding at a time. This is what my channel, Addict to Awaken, means. It means you were once addicted to the narrative, to the compliance, to the comfortable lie that someone else is responsible for your freedom. And now you're waking up. Your identity was never that document. Your rights were never something a government could grant or take. Your standing was never determined by a capital letter name on a piece of paper. You always were and always will be a living man, a living woman, sovereign in nature. The question is not whether that's true. The question is what you do now that you know that.